Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I got something really cool for you. It looks like a time capsule has been dug up. Some found footage of a cancelled Prince of Persia game has finally been found, and it dates all the way back to 2012. It belongs to an aborted project for the PS3, Xbox 360, and the PC. So, I actually watched the gameplay for myself, and it will be linked to the description below. It actually looks kinda cool, you know, and you can obviously see that it's a tech demo. The combat is very, cinematic and very easy and all that. The model of the prince looks pretty bad, to be totally honest, and it looks like the game was supposed to be a reboot, kind of like the I think the game came out in 2008, you know, the one with the more stylized art style and all that stuff. Honestly, I didn't really end up liking that game too much because you honestly cannot die in that, and there really is no challenge in that. But anyway, let's continue on with this. So it says, with the exception of a mobile game, the Prince of Persia series has been dormant since the 2010s, the Forgotten Sands. Behind the scenes, though, Ubisoft has experimented with new games in the series. In 2012, a grainy off-screen screenshot emerged. And now a YouTube video dating back to the same year shows 3 minutes of footage from an aborted project called Prince of Persia Redemption. The footage, which you can watch below, seems pretty legit. Aside from how obviously professional and how obviously 2012 it looks, the fact that Ubisoft says as technical director Marc-Andre below weighs in on a comment saying 2 years ago, quote, "Where did you get that?" Meanwhile, a thread on Reset Era makes note of a LinkedIn profile belonging to Christopher Perlow, who worked as a 3-level artist on an untitled and cancelled Prince of Persia game between 2010 and 2011. That game was originally being developed for PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. During 2010 and 2011, Ubisoft released the final 2 games on the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy, Brotherhood and Revelations. Yeah, sadly, Prince of Persia had to die so that Assassin's Creed can basically live and all that stuff. The funny thing is, one of the comments in the gameplay video actually says the same thing. Now, instead of Ubisoft doing the smart thing and actually developing both Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed, they decide, oh well, let's just take all of the parkour elements out of Prince of Persia and just put it into the new game, and let's just shelve Prince of Persia and never talk about it again. As a result, the footage below shares a fair bit with Assassin's Creed, though it's possible the audio was aiming for a more streamlined cinematic experience, think Uncharted. As the normal prince parkours across rooftops and balconies, several giant explosions erupt in the distance. The prince is able to wall run and rap, and also can recover from seemingly fatal encounters. Yes, because he uses his sand powers. Funny how they didn't mention that. Later, after slaying an ogre, the whole city starts to disintegrate thanks to some giant tentacle beast. This would have been very impressive had it been shown earlier in the decade, and to be honest, it still looks very cool, but it wasn't to be. The only recent evidence of Ubisoft's commitment to the series is a recent For Honor crossover event. Oh boy, yeah, Ubisoft really did kill For Honor. So that's pretty much the article, and of course, like it said, you know, the gameplay definitely does look, you know, dated and all that stuff. I really do like that they actually try to do something, and all. But the sad thing is, yeah, this project most likely got cancelled immediately as soon as the Ubisoft executives, you know, just said, hey, let's make another Assassin's Creed game. And not to mention that Ubisoft is one of those companies that has those nebulous, you know, like think tanks or like a circle of people that basically tell everyone what to do, instead of like letting the developers have full creative control and all that. So we can definitely blame the idiotic higher-ups at Ubisoft for this game, you know, never coming to fruition. Like, it really must be depressing for the developers that work at Ubisoft, you know, like this guy, the article said, he worked in Ubisoft on the Prince of Persia game between 2010 and 2011. He worked on it for a whole year and then had the whole thing, you know, pulled up from under his feet. Like, it's really disgusting what the. But yeah, if a new Prince of Persia game actually does come to fruition and all that, whether it's a reboot, I do hope they end up implementing the combat from Prince of Persia: The Warrior Within, because honestly, combat-wise, that was by far the best game. And Two Thrones, the game that came out after Warrior Within, like, the combat was such a massive downgrade. Like the Dark Prince combat, Jesus H. Christ, that was terrible. But in all honesty, I'm not really all that hopeful, and I'm not gonna hold my breath, because Ubisoft has definitely made it clear that they just want to keep making more and more Assassin's Creeds, and they really aren't showing any signs of stopping. So all we can do is cross our fingers and hope that in the near future there will be an announcement for a Prince of Persia game. Either that or Ubisoft actually sells it to a studio that actually, gives a crap and all that. So everyone, that is pretty much it. Of course, the article and the gameplay footage will be linked in the description below. And of course, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the bell icon, and if you wish to support me, the link is in the description below. And as always, I'm Cyber Rampage, and I'll be seeing you guys and gals in the next video.
ここには少しさえもない表は素朴コール